it. At midnight, a pregnant woman was divorced and thrown out of her home by her husband. What happened next moved everyone to tears. They say when everyone abandons you, God finds a way to hold your hand. It was around 2:30 a.m. in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Cold winds were blowing through the empty lanes. In that eerie silence, a woman was walking alone, tears streaming down her face, clutching an old bag and holding her belly in pain. Her name was Radhika Verma, only 25 years old. She wasn't just fighting for herself, but for the child growing inside her just a few hours earlier. Her husband, Aditya Verma, had thrown her out of their home after divorcing her in a fit of rage. Aditya's ego had become bigger than his love. Drunk and arrogant, he saw neither his wife's pain nor her worth. Radhika had married him 2 years ago. In the beginning, he loved her deeply, but over time, everything changed. Radhika silently endured it all, believing this was what every woman went through in marriage. That night, Aditya came home late. When Radhika gently asked if he wanted her to warm his food, he coldly replied, "I don't want poison from your hands." Without a word, she stood still. Moments later, Aditya came out holding a file and threw it in front of her. "Sign these papers," he said. "From today, you're free." Radhika opened the file and froze. They were divorce papers. Trembling, she said, "Aditya, please don't joke like this." But Aditya yelled, "This is no joke. You're not worthy of being my wife or the mother of my child." Tears streamed down her face. "But I only ever loved you. What have I done wrong?" she asked. Aditya didn't answer. He opened the door, grabbed her hand and pushed her out. The cold wind hit her body as she stumbled, whispering, "Aditya, I'm pregnant." But the door had already slammed shut. She sat outside for a long time, crying, trembling, not knowing where to go. Slowly, she began walking down the dark, deserted streets, whispering to herself, "Don't be scared, my child. I won't let anything happen to you." After walking for an hour, she reached the Agra bus stand around 3 a.m. The place was deserted except for a few stray dogs and a couple of drunken men. Exhausted, she sat on a bench and closed her eyes, but the pain hit her again. She screamed softly in agony. A ragged man sleeping nearby woke up. His clothes were torn, his hair messy. He looked like a drunkard. But when he saw Radhika, there was compassion in his eyes, not fear. He ran toward her and said, "Sister, what happened?" She weakly replied, "Please, take me to the hospital before collapsing." That man's name was Rajesh Yadav, a scrap collector who slept at the bus stand. He lifted her head into his lap and called his friend, "Kamlesh, get up fast. A woman's dying." They pulled out an old rickshaw. Rajesh covered Radhika with his worn-out blanket and said gently, "Don't worry, sister. I'm here. Everything will be fine." Through the freezing night, they rode slowly toward SN Hospital. The streets were silent, the cold cutting deep, but Rajesh kept saying, "Keep your eyes open, sister. We're almost there." At the hospital gate, Rajesh shouted, "Doctor, please help. A woman's dying." The guards rushed in doctors. Radhika was taken in on a stretcher unconscious. Her blood pressure was dangerously low, and the baby could arrive any moment. The doctor scolded Rajesh. Why bring her so late? Another hour and both would have died. Rajesh, scared but sincere, said, "Sir, there was no one else. I just found her on the road." When asked about her husband, he lowered his head and whispered, "I don't know. Maybe she has no one." The doctor sighed and ordered preparations for emergency delivery. He asked Rajesh to sign the guardian form. Without hesitation, Rajesh signed Rajesh Yadavi Guardia. He didn't care what responsibility he had taken. All he knew was that this woman's life and her unborn child were now in his hands. For an hour, Rajesh sat outside praying, his hands trembling. "God, please save them both. Don't make my hands useless." Finally, the door opened. A nurse came out, smiling. "Both mother and baby are safe." Rash let out a deep breath of relief. His eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, God," he whispered. Radhika soon regained consciousness. The first face she saw was Rajesh's dirty clothes, tired eyes, but full of kindness. "Who are you?" she asked weakly. Rajesh smiled. "Don't ask who I am, sister. Just know that God sent me for you." Tears rolled down Radhika's cheeks. "If it weren't for you, my child and I wouldn't be alive." "Don't thank me," Rajesh said softly. "It wasn't me, it was humanity." When the nurse handed him the hospital bill, Rajesh emptied his pockets, a few coins and crumpled notes, his day's earnings. "It's not enough," said Kamlesh. "I'll bring the rest tomorrow," Rajesh replied. "But this woman shouldn't suffer." The doctor, seeing this, said, "Don't worry about the money. Just make sure she recovers." Radhika smiled faintly, holding her newborn daughter. "I'll name her Arja because she's my devotion." Days passed. Rajesh stayed by her side, taking care of her like a brother. When she was discharged, he gave her the same shawl he'd used to cover her that night. "I have nothing else to give," he said. "Keep this to remind you that God never leaves us strangers." With tears in her eyes, Radhika said, "You are like a brother to me now," Rajesh replied. "If you have nowhere to go, come to my neighborhood. My mother lives alone. She welcome you," Radhika agreed. "Where there's respect, that's home," she said. They went to Tajganj, where Rajesh's mother, a gentle old woman, welcomed her warmly. "Come inside, daughter," she said. "You won't pay rent here, only live with dignity." The same people who once gossiped about her now respected her courage. Years later, one evening, as she closed her shop, a car stopped in front of her. "Yes," she replied calmly. "This is my home now." He looked around at the simple house filled with peace and said, "I've been searching for you. I made a mistake that night. I have my child, my home, and my dignity. I don't need you anymore." As she walked back home, her adoptive mother smiled and asked, "Who was it, daughter?" "Just my past," Radhika said. "It came to my door but couldn't enter my heart." That night, as stars filled the sky, Radhika stood outside her little workshop. Rajesh came with sweets. "Sister, my shop just got its first municipal contract. I'm no longer a laborer. I'm a business owner now. Rodica's eyes sparkled with joy. See, brother, hard work always pays off. The house filled with laughter, light, and prayer. The same home that once held tears now glowed with faith and strength. Holding little Arja in her arms, Rodica whispered, "When you grow up, I'll tell you how your mother found her light in darkness. Never forget, my child, women are never weak. They only show their strength when the time comes." Outside, the rain began to fall softly. Rodica looked up, smiling as if thanking an unseen God. Her story wasn't just her own anymore. It was the voice of every woman who rose after being broken, who turned her pain into power. And perhaps the real question for all of us is, if you were in Rodica's place, could you forgive the one who abandoned you when you needed him the most?